Hello? Yes, I'm calling from my new BSNL SIM. Can you hear me? Hello? So let's debunk some myths here. People often will tell you do not get a BSNL SIM, it's bad, it's not as great as Jio and Airtel, it won't give you 5G speeds, it's not 5G ready yet. But with 199, what else you can expect? 45 days of validity, 4G speeds, and you know, and everything else. Good morning everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to discuss about BSNL. So wherever you are in India, you must have heard about it and it's worth the hype. So it has been catching a lot of traction and most people are switching. So today we're going to discuss who should be porting, who shouldn't. Let's discuss the pros and cons, the porting process and my final recommendations. So stay tuned. So let's discuss about the pros and cons of BSNL, shall we? So let's start with the pros first. So at the top of the pros list, I have the data tariffs, or I should say the prepaid plans which BSNL has. So I got my first BSNL SIM here. I haven't got a phone which I can use this SIM to, but it says I spoke with the person who sold me this SIM. He says that in your area you will get most of the time 3G, and if you're lucky 4G, 5G is not ready yet. So yeah, so the tariffs are pretty much cheap. It just cost me 250 bucks. With the first recharge, the SIM was free, and with this 250 rupees I would get 45 days of unlimited voice, 100 SMS per day and 2 GB of data every day, whether it is 3G or if I'm lucky 4G. That's about the tariff, one of the first pros. And one of the other pros is the connectivity, especially in the rural areas. Suppose you're visiting one of the far villages of India and some hilly areas, probably BSNL will be the only connection you will get there. But there's a long list of cons, if I have to say now. So 4G and 5G deployments has not been done yet, is still on the process. There has been funding from the government, so that's still in a work in progress. And the customer service, if I must say about BSNL, is not great. They need a lot of training. And yeah, so basically if I have to say, like, BSNL is like a government funded organization and you can trust BSNL, but they did a lot of stuffs not right from 2010 till now, but they're pulling up their sleeves and trying to get back on the game. So I think one should get a BSNL SIM. I wouldn't say anyone they should port their primary SIM or their secondary SIM to BSNL. They should try to get a new SIM, because you must have an old phone in your home where you can just put the SIM and use the 3G and 4G connection. You won't get as high speed as Vodafone, Jio or Airtel, but it's worth trying. So now let's discuss how you can move to BSNL. If you want to port your existing any connection to BSNL, or if you just want to get a new SIM just like me. So how I got this new SIM? I visited one of the local telecommunication vendor, not the BSNL office. I must say there is a BSNL office near my house, but I didn't go there because of the pathetic customer service. So I just went to this store, asked if there is a BSNL SIM available. Before this, I went to multiple other stores. They just gave me a look like, why do you need even a BSNL SIM? So it's not worth it, maybe they wanted to say. But in this store, I got the BSNL SIM. 250 bucks they took from me, and within a day or two, this SIM will get activated. Okay, and even got to choose the number also. So, but if you want to port your existing connection where you are not happy, you just need to type port space your mobile number and then send to 1900. You will get a unique UPC code for that, and once you have that UPC code, it has a validity of maybe 10 days. Within that 10 days, you need to visit any of the local vendors or that particular BSNL store. They need your Aadhaar card or electricity bill or any other identity proof, and the porting generally takes 3 to 4 business days, and after that you will be moved to Cell 1 or BSNL connection. So while BSNL has its merits in affordability and rural area coverage, it isn't meant for everyone right now. My recommendation to you and everyone is to evaluate your needs, whether you need 5G speed for your browsing, your streaming, and your anything else, then you better go to Geo Airtel. But if you want to rely on affordability and you just need a good network coverage, and if you're traveling a lot, maybe BSNL is for you. Who should be porting to BSNL? Who are the ideal users for BSNL? So people living in mainly in the rural areas who don't have that much dependency on the data, or I should say high speed data. You'll get 3G connection, but you won't get high speed data. You won't be able to stream YouTube maybe in full HD, sometimes 4K you leave it. You don't want to stream your games live stream to YouTube or Facebook. You don't need to play any OTTs. So those kind of people mainly in rural areas and people who don't want to spend that much, like heavy internet users who need 5G speed for their remote work, internet streaming, downloading, browsing the internet, these kind of people should avoid BSNL as of right now. Finally, I got hold of not mine, it used to be my mother's phone. She used to use it till 2022. It's an Asus phone. So I checked on the internet and I found that it can still cater to 3G and 4G. Luckily, it still have the battery intact. So let's just put the SIM in and check it's ready to go. Let me check the SIM first. So I guess it will be using the nano SIM. So I guess I just need this part. This part will be enough. I'll put that aside. And let me see how we can put the SIM back here. I guess this must do. I managed to put it in. Not sure if it's a 3G or 4G slot. Let me check that. Okay, it's the same one slot I can see. I'll put that in the phone. There goes the SIM. Let me so it says that requesting configuration from the handset. I'll say okay. I don't see a tower yet. Maybe the SIM isn't activated yet, because yesterday itself only I got the SIM. As you can see, the BSNL mobile, it says emergency calls only BSNL mobile, but I haven't got any tower yet. So once I have any tower on that, I'll definitely get back to the video. Well everyone, it's a bit chilly here in Kolkata right now, but I have managed to get my BSNL SIM activated. Let me show you. Since my BSNL SIM got activated, I have always received a 4G signal on this phone, and this phone can support up to 4G signals. It's not that much old of phone. It's a Asus Zenfone Max. My mother used to use it till 2022, but it has got full signal right now. The place I am staying here in Kolkata has full BSNL 4G signal, so I did not face any call drop. Since the SIM was activated, I have made multiple calls from this number and the call quality was great. So I just ran a speed test on the 4G signal on my phone on the BSNL SIM. So if you can just see my screen here, it's 7 Mbps download and almost 4.3 Mbps upload. If my screen is, let me, yeah, I hope it's visible now. Yeah, so I think this speed is great. With 199 what we are getting right now for 45 days, I think the speed is absolutely great. The call quality is great. I don't know what people are talking. Then we must do another comparison. If my screen is visible to you all, as we would say in meetings. So as you can see, there are two graphs. Who should be porting? We already discussed who should be porting to BSNL and who shouldn't, but I just wanted to share a visual representation with you all. And what is the current status of the telecom subscriber base as of 2024 November? So as you can see, the green bar states that you should port if you're staying in a rural area, if it's a low budget user and light data user. Why I'm saying light data? Because you don't rely on 4G and 5G that much. your budget is maximum 200 a month or even less than that, and you are staying in a rural area where your main priority is a good connectivity, not data. On the other hand, if you see the urban areas in the main city, you shouldn't port because you're a heavy data user. You rely on OTT, your application, your mails, your browsing. So these kind of people who rely heavily on high-speed data shouldn't be porting. That's as per my understanding. And if you look at the telecom subscriber base as of today, the Jio with 452 million, 370 million, Airtel, Vodafone with 220, and BSNL with just 119 million. But BSNL is stepping up its game. The 5G tower installation should be completed by June 2024, but we are not sure yet on, because we already know the 4G deployment, BSNL, which has successfully deployed over 50,000 4G sites nationwide, and the goal is to reach 1 lakh sites by June 2025. And the BSNL has also completed trials for its 5G radio network. So let's see. There are a few challenges as of now, like legacy infrastructure, delayed spectrum allocation, and financial constraints. But still, let's not lose hope. So if I have to compare Jio and BSNL, because why Jio versus BSNL? Because most of the people in India uses Jio, and if you can see my screen, the BSNL plan starts at 149, which gives you 2 GB of data per day. Yes, that is 3G, or max you would get 4G. And the focus is mainly on the rural areas. You do get unlimited calls, but on Jio, on the other hand, of 239 gives you 1.5 GB data per day, which is a 5G, and gives you Jio TV and Jio Cinema, not Jio Cinema Premium. So these things we must take into consideration if you want to move to BSNL from your existing connection, or if you want to get a new SIM. Please be aware that BSNL cheapest plan includes these features like unlimited calls like Jio's also, but BSNL is not there yet. Pack cost of other popular plans with Jio, Airtel, and Vodafone competing with BSNL. So BSNL offers 2 GB per day with your 199 plan. Jio offers a validity of 28 days with 1 GB per day. Airtel offers 1.5 GB a day with 299 plans with a validity of again 28 days, and Vodafone VI 1.5 GB a day of 299 with a validity of 28 days. But things to consider: Jio and Airtel has 5G connectivity, BSNL has mostly 3G, and Vodafone has a stable 4G connectivity. So these are the things we must take into consideration while moving to BSNL as of right now. Let me know in the comment section how you feel about this video and also about BSNL. If you like the video, give a thumbs up and subscribe.